Words and Music is about songs, and it's about songwriters, people with stories to tell and the gift to make us believers. This week's guest is the Red Queen of Soul, Lauren Dragon. Words and Music. If we believe the singer, we'll believe the song. Great singers draw out the best in a song and make it their own. When Lauren Dragon sings, you absolutely believe that she is the song. Whether Lauren's covering a Janis Joplin classic or one of her songs, there's passion in the house. Joining Lauren today on keyboards is her songwriting partner and producer, Gary Shay. Lauren and Gary, welcome to Words and Music.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We first found out about you when you were doing a theatrical production. And then as we kind of got to know you, there's way more than just singing Janis Joplin songs. How long have you been singing?
Oh, gosh. All my life, as they would stereotypically say. But I think I was a little bit more obsessed than the average child. I would play audio cassettes over and over again, and then CDs over and over again, just to get every nuance and breath just right.
What kind of music did you listen to first? What drew your attention to music as a young child, probably, right?
Believe it or not, it was jazz.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of 80s and 90s music. And
jazz and hair metal? No.
No, not hair metal, actually, but a lot of like also R&B, like 60s and 70s, like classic rock. And, you know, it was kind of strange for me to be listening to quote-unquote older, dated music, but there's a timeless quality that, you know, should be learned from and emulated, I would think, because I would say that it's kind of like the survival of the fittest. Things that we hear now that came from back then actually are, how should you say, it survived. It survived the test of time. You know, all the stuff that was kind of like, you know, didn't really last, but the stuff that is timeless would stay.
You know, there seems to be a bit of that resurgence, because even in American Idol, they're kind of covering and coming up with old ways of doing, like Lena Horne songs and things like that. And
absolutely.
So, what about first gigs? I mean, did you sing in high school? Did you sing in the musicals in school, or did you do anything like that?
We actually had like a little a cappella group in high school.
Really?
I went to Performing Arts of Cincinnati.
Okay.
And we had an a cappella group. We did one song. It was Heaven by Warrant, but we did an a cappella version of that.
I saw Warrant, the first version.
Yeah?
Ooh, scary.
But it was like there were five of us. There were five of us that actually, there was no music behind us. And we won first place at the Hamilton County Fair. So.
Excellent. It's just all the cheese curds and your a cappella group.
There you go.
Right.
So.
Well, Gary, you're kind of quiet in the corner over there. What's going on with you? How about what makes you musically tick?
Well, I started kind of similar to Lauren. Although she did it for voice, I did it starting with drums actually first, and then with piano. And the interesting thing when we met was that we had parallel backgrounds in music, which has really helped us as we became like co-songwriters. I started with jazz as well, listening to the big bands. Her father, I know, kind of raised her on big bands, and it was similar for me. And our parents were from the similar like Depression era time period, and you know, when entertainment was so important to the culture, even more important, you know, in hard times. And so we had that passion from our parents that were turned over to us with the big band thing. And I don't know many musicians myself, much less singers, that have such a passionate breadth of eclectic taste like Lauren does. Like anything she touches, like you'll hear somebody say, you know, you ask them, what kind of music do you like? And they'll say, you know, I like this style, and this style, or I just like this style. And
okay, I'm taking it to her. Lauren, what kind of music do you like? Thanks, Gary.
From which genre?
Really?
I've studied opera, classical, jazz, R&B, and soul, and hip hop, and like classic rock. I said before. I mean.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Because there's so much good music. There's so much good stuff. Like I love Maria Callas. You know, she's an opera singer. People are like, what? You know, but
well, what do you find? What are you looking for? Like, you know, in a genre that is so different from what you're doing.
Well,
What are you picking up on? What kind of vibes?
oh God, if I had a free couple hours, I'd tell you in detail, but I'll
Well,
give
we
you an
only have a half
example.
an hour here.
Right, okay. An example would be like two of my favorite jazz singers are Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald. And Gary had actually asked me, why do I love them so much? Well, for those two in particular, they're kind of dichotomies in a way. Like with Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald, they both have like a masculine and feminine side to both of them. With Sarah Vaughan, I feel for her masculinity, it's her range. Like she could sing really low, like a man, and like really high, like an angel, like a very feminine quality as well.
How do you choose a song?